Greetings. I am Dr. Mari. Thank you for hopping on here and listening to me on this Goddess Breath YouTube channel. I am excited to share with you some information about the Shaman's Breath Facilitator training. And just hold on, if you're not interested in a breathwork training, I totally understand. But maybe it's something that you're interested in to learn more for yourself about breathwork. And what this training offers is that capacity of being in a community with people through 2 or 3 different options, which is online through a Zoom call where we meet bi-weekly, through a excuse me, self-paced portal where you'll be able to do breath techniques, also learn about integrative tools and transformational psychology, transpersonal psychology, transformational tools. And so hear me out, okay? I just want to say that. And like I said, I'm super excited. This is the 4th year of doing this training, and people find it very valuable. And I think that if you're here, if you've landed here, maybe you're just, you know, it's meant to be kind of thing. But if you've been curious about breath work in general, then this is maybe just something to check out as a way of being more in tune with your own process. But maybe you're already supporting others, and that you teach yoga, or you already coach, and that you are a massage therapist, or maybe you have another healing profession where you think that adding breath facilitation can be a powerful adjunct to your current offerings. Or maybe you like being in a community that helps you grow. That's a better way for you to grow, learn more about yourself and others. So in any case, I believe that it's important to recognize that that when we have support, that we can enhance our learning with being in a community. And this particular training is very supportive in exactly where you are at. It holds you in that way. And then being in like mind with other people can just be so much more expansive for your process. So let me go into a little bit of details if you are interested. I've been holding space for people for 20 years, and I've watched hundreds of people experience profound healing, and that they have had so much internal process that's come to the surface for them that's really helped them learn more, grow, be more open-minded, clear away what they no longer need, and be more present for others. And I think that is the absolute quality of what this training brings, that people aren't always interested in another certification. That too, and that's totally okay. But that people want to become a more grounded presence for not only their family and friends, but for their offerings, for their groups that they work with, or maybe even one-on-one. That's why I created this training. Now, I know there's many excellent breathwork trainings available today, but what makes this one unique is that you're not simply learning breath techniques and how to bring that to people and the particular protocol. You will learn how to become the kind of person who can safely and compassionately hold space for other human beings. That is powerful. And of course, you will learn about breath work, and we will definitely cover and be clear about trauma informed principles. Many people find this very interesting just to learn about it. We will definitely explore Jungian depth psychology. That's a part of my background. I have written two books and my dissertation, actually, that are all steeped in Jungian psychology. We'll learn body awareness. Now, the key big word is somatic. Everybody's talking about somatic therapy. Definitely get into that. We'll learn about shamanic ancient wisdom and transformational coaching. But perhaps most importantly, you'll be able to also continue your healing journey. And I truly believe the greatest facilitators are those who never stop doing their inner work. So I just want to be clear, this training isn't only for people who want to become breathwork facilitators. It's for people who either have other offerings and want to integrate breathwork practices into what they offer. And like breath, massage, yoga, sound healing. That was most of the last cohort group from last year. They had a lot of those offerings. I particularly use it with my one-on-one coaching with people. But then, there's that deeper group process, and that's what we're going to get into is holding space for people to go into a deeper awareness through the breath, through the music. It's kind of a holotropic inspired breathwork practice. And you may know that I am a holotropic breathwork facilitator of 20 some years, or you may not know that. Now I'm telling you. But this will be holotropic inspired. It is not holotropic breathwork training, but very close to being that same model of allowing people to go into deep or non-ordinary states of consciousness. And, this training also is about holding space, being a sacred space holder. We can do that with all of our different aspects in life, just for our children, for our spouse, or in a relationship, for our communities, our spiritual communities, and for our, friends and family alike. So it really is expansive in that way. And there is no one right way to share your gifts. They're to be present for others, to be able to be calm and a source of, somebody listening can be so powerful for someone's transformation, not just as they need to process, but as an unfolding. So by joining the Shaman's Breath Facilitator training, you'll be taking a powerful step towards deepening the relationship of your relationship with not only the breath and breath work techniques, but also with the sacred work of healing and transformation. And you will be supported in developing the right skills, listening to your insights, your intuition, gaining confidence, and then having that like spiritual connection through breathwork, which is definitely important, I feel. And we're going to cover ancient shamanic wisdom and all of what that entails, connecting with nature, various integrative tools, and various embodiment practices. So I won't go into too much more detail, but I do want to mention that it is online, like I said in the beginning. We will gather for live group sessions every other Wednesday starting September 16th. And that then we will have a 2-day in-person intensive retreat in St. Petersburg, Florida in the middle of November, this 13th and 14th of November. Also, the one part of the training I think that is really exceptional is that you also have a self-paced online uh, lessons that teach you all different prep techniques, all different ones, current, modern to ancient practices. Along with it, you will gain the deeper aspects of breathing that have to do with the transformational tools, right? Like, what are some ways to help you expand when you do breathing a lot and start to open up, start to kind of like a rose starts to bud and then open, you know, and or peeling away layers of yourself, getting more in the depths of who you are and what tools can help you to learn more. And these are tools that I've used over the years that I find are the best tools. Tools like, if you're not familiar with the Enneagram personality, or maybe you are, and also to work with different body aspects, um, and even different readings and books that I think are really important, like the Four Agreements. I think that's really an important aspect. But I can go into it all with you one on one if you want to do a private counseling session. We can go on the Zoom and I can show you everything. Or I will share a Q&A session here in just a couple of weeks that I'll be talking about this more and show you online. But for now, I just want to show you, I'm going to do a little bit of I'm going to share. Give me a minute here. I'm not the best person at this, but I got it. And what I want to show you is the flyer that I have for this. It is the Shaman's Breath Facilitator Training, begins September 16th, going to November 11th online, and then we're going to have a 2-day retreat after that. And you can scan that QR code, or I'm going to have everything in the show notes for you. I also wanted to show you that I am, going to have in the show notes this particular website page so you can learn more about all of what I'm sharing here. And there are some testimonials. See, there's the key benefits that I already had shared. Who it's for is important. We talked about that. And some testimonials. And then Vandana is a yoga instructor. She's been doing yoga for 30 years. And she absolutely loved the training. So thank you for listening. If you are feeling called to this training, like I said, reach out to me. I'll have my email in the show notes, and then we can meet one-to-one through Zoom or pick up the call, or pick up the phone. And then I'm happy to go over it with you, or I'll have another session that's going to be live and we can talk about it more. Anyway, thank you for listening. Always breathe. Conscious intentional breaths. I like to think breathe in the flower. Blow out the candle. Let go what you don't need. Say all is well. Remember, your thoughts are very important. And what you bring in to your everyday is very important. I find breath work to be the number one key tool in going through transformation, healing, challenges, trauma, recovering from trauma, And I hope that this interests you as well. Thank you and have a blessed day.